Yes, once again, welcome to Dallas Cowboys. What news? The off-season for the Dallas Cowboys has officially arrived, and this may be the most important off-season in the recent franchise history. After another disappointing playoff exit, frustration is growing. The fans are impatient. The pressure is heavy, and how owner Jerry Jones has made a bold public statement. He said he is ready to burst the budget. That is not a casual comment. That is a promise. That is a challenge to himself and to the entire organization. If Jeff Jones is truly planned to spend aggressively, then this offseason must look different from previous years. The Cowboys cannot afford to be conservative. They cannot afford to wait. Yes, of course, they cannot afford to lose elite talent and hope your players magically develop. The time to act is now, with Brian Schottenheimer stepping into leadership as head coach and Christian Parker guiding the defense. This team is entering into a new chapter. The new coaching energy brings, of course, opportunity, but energy alone does not win championships. Smart roster bridging does. Bold free agent decision do, and of course strategic contract extension can do. The first and the most important decision involves wide receiver George Pickens. Before discussing outside of the free agents, the Cowboys must secure their own star. Pickens has proven he is a true number one receiver, contested catch. He stretched the field vertically. He wins contested catches, and he plays with confidence and edge. He forces defenses to adjust coverage scheme. If Dallas allows George Pickens to leave, the offense immediately takes a step backwards. Replacing elite production is not easy. Drafting a rookie is risky. Signing a cheaper veteran is not the same. The smartest move is clear. Offer long-term contract extension and bleed around him, of course. If Jerry Jones truly wants to burst the budgets, it begins with keeping elite talent in the Dallas like George Pickens. Once that internal priority is handled, attention turns to the roster weakness. The Cowboys have talent, but they also have clear needs. At cornerback, depth and reliability are critical. The NFL is dominated by passing attacks. If you cannot defend elite quarterbacks, you will not survive in January. One strong target is Alontae Tyler from the New Orleans Saints. He is physical, competitive, and versatility. Another exciting possibility is League Woolen from the Seahawks. Woolen has the elite size and speed, which allow him to match up against big, fast receivers. Adding one higher-level cornerback would immediately strengthen the secondary. Safety is another area that needs improvement. Defensive communication and consistency must improve. Lady Blankenship from the Philadelphia Eagles is known for discipline and awareness. He does not make many mental mistakes. Brian Cook from the Kansas City Chiefs brings physical play and big games experience. Strengthening the safety position would reduce explosive plays allowed by the defense. At running back, the Cowboys need more consistency and power. A strong ground game control, tempo, and protect reads Javonte Williams could be the ideal addition. He runs aggressively, breaks tackles, and contributes in the passing game. A balanced offense keeps defenses guessing and opens up play-action opportunity. Linebacker remains one of the biggest concerns. Injuries exposed Dev's problem last season, and the defense needs leadership in the middle. Veteran like Demario Davis would bring experience and intensity. Young players such as David Lloyd from the Jacksonville Jaguars and Nakobe Dean from the Philadelphia would add speed and athletic ability. The linebacker position sets to the tone for run defense and coverage across the middle of the field. However, the most urgent needs edge rusher. This is the number one priority outside of the retaining George Pickens. You win championship by pressuring the quarterback. If you cannot collapse the pocket, elite quarterbacks will dominate your defense. Trey Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals consistently produces sacks and pressure. He changes games. Another explosive position is Joellen Phillips, who is elite athletic ability and pass slashing upside. Clavon Chason, who could provide rotational depth with room to grow, and adding a dominant edge defender would elevate the entire defense. With Chevy Jones say he will bust the pockets, it must translate into action. That means aggressive contract. That means creative salary cap management. That means taking calculated risk. Championship window do not stay open forever. Teams must act boldly when opportunity exists. The Cowboys are not far away. They have foundational talent. They have passionate fans. They have a new coaching direction under Brian Schottenheimer and Christian Parker, but to truly compete with the elite teams, they must upgrade the key position and retain their stars. If Dallas extends George Pickens and adds a true pass rusher, strengthening linebacker depth, upgrading secondary, and improves the running game, this team can transform from playoff participant to the legitimate Super Bowl contender. The off-season defines the season. Jeff Jones made a promise, of course. Now the football world waits to see if the Dallas Cowboys with enormous flexibility through the contract structures, the Cowboys could create more than $100 million in salary cap space. That would give them more financial power than almost any other team in the NFL this season. This is where things become interesting. Restructuring contracts allow the team to move salary cap charges into future seasons. It is a strategy that can be risky because it creates financial pressure later, but it also allowed teams to go all in the present moment. The Philadelphia Eagles have used this strategy successfully in recent years. They have reached to the Super Bowl multiple times by aggressively managing their contracts and constantly refreshing their roster. If the Cowboys decide to follow that path, they could transform themselves into one of the most aggressive teams in the league this year. The big question is simple. Will Jerry Jones choose to be bold? The opportunity is here and is there. The financial tools are available, but it takes courage to push money into the future for the sake of the winning now. Cowboys fans want action. They want urgency. They want front office that behaves like a team ready to compete for the championship, not one that plays itself. One of the biggest discussions surrounding the Dallas involves the potential blockbuster trade. There are growing debate about whether Cowboys should consider trading wide receiver George Pickens in exchange for defensive star Max Crosby of the Las Vegas Raiders. At the first glance, trading talented wide receiver like Pickens may seem shocking. Pickens is coming off a strong season and has shown explosive playmaking ability. He can stretch the field and create excitement on the offense. However, the Cowboys must ask difficult question. Is this the recent production sustainable? And does the team need more help elsewhere? Must Crosby represent something the Cowboys desperately need? He is a consistent pass rusher. He disrupts quarterbacks. He changes game from the defensive side of the ball. In recent season, Dallas has struggled to generate steady pressure when it matters most, and adding a player like Crosby would instantly upgrade the defense and bring balance to the roster. Football championships are often built on the defense. When the playoffs arrive, control the line of the scrimmage become critical. For the Dallas and the Raiders, such trade could also make sense. They are expected to draft a new franchise quarterback. A young quarterback benefits greatly from having a reliable number one wide receiver. George Pickens could become that player. He would give the offseason immediately credibility and excitement. From the Dallas perspective, trading Pickens at peak value might be the smartest long-term decision if it strengthens the defensive in a meaningful way. Of course, trades are only part of the question and equation. Free agency is approaching quickly. Dallas must decide how active they want to be in the signing outside talents. Several potential targets could help address weakness. Cornerback depth has been a concern. Running back production has fluctuated. The team needs consistency on the defense. Smart free agent signings can fill gaps without relying entirely on the draft. Linebacker Devin Bush is one name mentioned as possible addition after a productive season with the Cleveland. He rebuilt his value. He recorded more than 100 tackles and made impact plays, including interception returned for the touchdowns. Signing a player like Bush could strengthen the middle of the defense and provide leadership. He is still young and could fit into the system that needs speed and physicality. Another interesting situation involves the offensive line. The Cowboys must decide between interior linemen T.J. Bass and Brock Hoffman. Both players offer versatility. Both have proven capable of stepping in with injury occur. However, Hoffman appears to be the safer choice. He has played in every game over the past 3 seasons and has shown durability. Depth along the offensive line is critical in long National Football League season. Injuries are inevitable. Teams that survive them are usually the one which with reliable backups. Beyond the free agents and trades, 2026 draft will be a major role in shaping the future. There is debate about whether the Cowboys should prioritize having 2 yearly first-round selection instead of acquiring multiple picks within a top 100 selection. For the team with many needs, having 4 top 100 picks may be more variable. It increases the chances of adding multiple young contributors, especially between picks 20 and picks 14 may not be dramatic. That makes dry trading down as appealing strategy. The defense remains the central concern, and recent Super Bowl results